On July 29th, my wife passed away from cancer, was buried at Arlington National Cemetery. About 2 weeks after that, directly in the flight path of Flight 77 to where it hit the Pentagon. After her death, I received a phone call from a friend of mine who was the Marine Executive Assistant to the Assistant Secretary of the Navy, and wanted to know if I wanted to work for his boss. I know it sounds a little hokey, but I literally had a dream where my wife appeared and told me that I needed to stop feeling sorry for myself and I needed to move on and take this new job. So I took the new job about 2 weeks before 9/11. The morning of 9/11, which was a beautiful sort of September day in DC, I took my boss, Mr. H.T. Johnson, who was then Assistant Secretary of the Navy for Installations and Environment, to a meeting on the E-ring. And we were about 200 to 250 feet away from the point of impact of American Airlines Flight 77. So the meeting started about 9 o'clock in the morning. And at about 9:30 or so, the fire alarms went off in the Pentagon. After the first alarm, I smelled smoke and jet fuel. So I exited the conference room, and immediately to my left, I could see flames and billowing smoke in the hallway, people leaving the scene of the point of impact. And then there were members of the Navy staff that were taking down the oil paintings of the previous Chief of Naval Operations. Obviously, they're irreplaceable. And upon exiting the Pentagon, I looked up and there were two F-15s with live missiles on their rails at the speed of sound, heading north. And of course, I didn't know it at the time, towards Shanksville. But we were here, and we turned the corner and saw the point of impact, and there was just a gaping hole. There was debris in the field. There were people that were injured that were trying to get out. And as much as I wanted to go in and help, I knew my job was to get my boss, who could have been in line of succession to command the Navy, to an alternate command center. The old office was a point of impact. I mean, it hit the Navy Command Center square on. And again, when I left the Pentagon, this plaque was given to me, and the square is a piece of what had been my old office wall. So there's no doubt if I had been in there, I would have perished with the rest of my friends and coworkers. I'm telling my story not so much for me, but just I feel an obligation, a debt to those 27 individuals, that they, as well as all that perished on 9/11, should never be forgotten.